super weird. This guy, Sam Shoemate, does a complete 180. So this is the guy who was on with um what's his name, Shawn Ryan the other day, and like I don't know if somebody spoke to him or if he got creeped out or like, but just this combined with Shawn Ryan going into hiding, I super weird. Like I said, I feel like I know less about this every day that goes by. So check this
So
out.
after I did the interview, a lot of people, nobody knew that I had the manifesto. I had to be very quiet for a day. So people were messaging me and they're like, "Have you heard of this guy? Have you seen this? Blah, blah, blah." And they didn't know I wasn't posting on it. People expect me to post on these relevant incidents like this, because just like I had posted on the New Orleans guy. So I was like being very quiet because Shawn was like, "Dude, you haven't told anybody, any other media you have this, right?" I was like, "No, nobody." I wasn't going to put it out on my own social media because people would be like, "Dude, you made this up." I knew I couldn't handle this information on my own. So anyways, after I did the show and it blew up and people were like, "Holy crap." They knew who I was, and people on my Instagram page started telling me things. So I had a lot of people reaching out telling me what they had talked to, but with their Green Beret buddies. One person reached out and told me they had a very close connection to members of the family, which I won't go into. But what I've learned since then, and I'm going to say allegedly because I don't have proof of this, but I've had 3 people tell me this. Allegedly, Matt Livelsberger changed his meds several days prior to this incident. I don't know what several days means, but what I was told by
Now, real quick, that right there, like, guys in the military, like, I thought that you had to be like basically, like in a state where you are completely, not dependent on any type of medical, like medication or medical treatment or anything. Like, wasn't that the whole argument that Pete Hegseth was making against like transgender people and special forces? Like, where you can't be dependent on medical needs if you're in that, right? So I don't know how like can you be a Green Beret and like and be on psychiatric medication? Is that a realistic thing? Like what are you saying here? I'm gonna keep playing it while you guys answer that.
several people who I value their input and are close to the situation told me that he was on antipsychotic medication. He had changed his medications, and they said that basically something crazy happened and he became suicidal. So people ask me, is he sane? Was he whatever? Well, I've gotten 2 stories on this, and I want people to hear me very carefully on this because I am saying 2 different things at the same time. What I have heard from family members, and this is what I put out. I think I put this out on the Shawn Ryan podcast because I heard this from I saw this on social media. I have not personally talked to any family members. Let me make that clear. I saw on social media that members of his family had said that this was not normal for him. He was very normal. He was very sane mind. His teammates were shocked. Everybody was shocked because he was not a crazy dude, wherever else. And that's what I knew. And then after the podcast, I found out that it was literally he changed his medication within days of this event and something shifted. So if his family had not seen that within the days of this, he could have been acting very bizarre, very strange. And the manifesto that he wrote, along with these letters and everything else, the guy was clearly, and I will stick to this. His desire was to send a message. It wasn't to do a mass casualty event. It wasn't to screw anybody over. It was to make this message as prominent as possible. And I still believe that. He was not trying to blow up that tower, in my opinion. He was not trying to blow up the tower. He was not trying to kill a bunch of people. The dude, and I say this respectfully to his teammates. I say this respectfully to his family. The dude had a screw loose. Okay. I'm not going to get into the labeling of him. I don't know what his situation was, but I believe that he had a psychotic break. Whatever he was living with from whatever he thinks happened in 2019, whether it happened or not, these alleged war crimes, maybe what he knows about drone warfare and technology, maybe that was real. Maybe it was coupled with fantasy. Maybe his brain and it mushed the 2 together, and it was all very bizarre. And that's my initial take when I read the manifesto without knowing the context of who this person was and what he was about to do. So I think I don't think, I will say this, I'll back up. I put out a theory, and I made clear that it was a theory of him potentially being alive, and I walked through the steps of that. I don't think he's alive now based on the information that has come out from the Las Vegas Police Department. I think he is in fact dead.
Yeah, I don't know if I trust this guy Sam Shoemate, dude. I mean, that's a big flip to make in just a few days. So there's this other video too from the video of the Cybertruck. I don't know if it's I don't know if I think it's that big of a deal, but I think a lot of you guys are talking about it where it shows, where'd it go? Pretty much shows like the person being upright in the Cybertruck when the blast goes off, like indicating that he didn't shoot himself in the head already. Is it in here? I think it's way down. Anyway, but yeah, so I don't know. Like I said, it's getting like less clear what happened every day. Like I don't know. Do you guys trust this guy Sam Shoemate for making a flip like that? I mean, like it's pretty crazy to say that like he goes on Shawn Ryan's show saying like that, like, oh yeah, this guy's like, highly capable, highly competent, like he contacted me through all these secure methods and whatnot. And then like, oh yeah, I think he's still alive because this was like a like carefully thought out plan. And then like a day and a half later saying that he had a screw loose and that he was on medication and that he had a psychotic break. I mean, that's weird to me. Yeah, I don't know. Like I don't think I trust the guy Sam Shoemate, and like I wish Shawn Ryan was coming out saying like more at least, because I mean it's not a great look for him if like he had this guy on who's unreliable and then like isn't like if you have somebody on and like the guy's totally wrong, at least like come out and say like, hey, like I got duped. I messed up having this guy on. I should have vetted him more carefully. But like if you're not gonna come out and say that, then like it looks really bad for you. Like I said, still a win for him, like because he got all this attention that day. But like to be a trusted source, like come out and correct it, like even if it's embarrassing or whatever. Yeah, too much flip flopping for sure.